After we harvest the olives, we put them in a barrel of water or a bucket, depending on the size of how great was the harvest, and we cover them with water. It's important that the olives are submerged. Here they are in a tank. We have a large quantity, and we have to open the tap to release the water, which will go in the drain. These are floating above, and there are a few. It is usual they will brown a bit, don't worry about it. And here you can select any damaged ones. This is the chance to do it. Usually they are submerged in water from 3 to 10 days, and depending on your taste buds. The more you let them stay in the water, the more they get a bit. They remove the rancid from the olives. This is damage, we remove it. Don't worry about things. We let this drain a bit, and then we'll come to fill it back in a few moments. Okay, it is filled up to 3/4 of the water. What is doing? Okay, the smell is very appetizing. Here we have another damaged one. Even damaged or small ones, we usually remove them. You may ask, why do I remove the small ones? Small ones have a larger stone and less meat. These are olives for food production, and therefore we need a bit of meat on them to eat. Okay, I'll come back when it's empty. Now after we drain the water, we will close the tap and fill it with tap water. This time we will try to fill it up to halfway, so that most olives are covered in the water. Okay, now we will fill them up. It usually takes around 5 to 6 minutes. And then we'll cover them with the lid, so they will have another day. As already said, it is normal that they brown a bit. It's mostly when it's like when they see the air, so they oxidize a bit. They change the color. But all in all, we've had a good harvest this year. Some fruits will be damaged from fruit fly, or even from fungi, so we take care to remove it when we are changing and mixing the olives. Okay? During the days that pass, you will see some bubbles on the surface. Don't worry, and always mix about the olives before emptying the water. So it's better to have a rake and mix the water a bit around, so that the sediment will drain when you open the tap. Here we're nearly full, as you can see. We will let it fill up to here, where I'm holding the pipe, so that most olives will be covered by the water. It's ideal if you have some type of weight to keep them all submerged, but for now I don't have it, and the only damage will be visually, so there won't be any different taste or something. It will just be a visual damage. And as these are olives are all done for ourselves, we don't mind it, the visual damage. When olives are preserved in seawater, they can serve up to 3 years, even to 5. So we filled up. The rake we use is this one. use it just before we empty it. I'm gonna show you right now, even though I've just filled it, and you can go down below when it's filled with water. If it has a lot of water, it's easier to go through the olives. So we've shaken it, we let it dry and hang it, and then we cover it with a lid and we change the water another day tomorrow. Okay. Today is another day. As you can see, there are a lot of bubbles, nothing to worry about. We'll just mix the olives about just before we empty the water. The smell is very appetizing. It reminds me of olives. So, as you can see, the water is a bit dirty. That's no worries. Usually that is from the dirt on the olives while it's in the tree, and also as it is removing any bitterness from itself. So we just open the tap and we let it drain out. As we mixed it with this rate, it means that all the particles will go out with the water and not stay at the base of the tank. Okay. Thank you. So today is the 10th day. We will empty all the water from inside the tank and rinse it the last time. While pulling up these olives with a sieve, we will leave it filled with water. It has less damage on the olives, and therefore it is easy here to pull them up. So we have the olives in a sieve. We have a meat tenderizer with all these prongs. Tenderizer works like this. When I push it, all the needles will come out. And like that, we have punctured the olives. Okay? So what I do usually is spread them in one level on these dishes and hammer them with the meat tenderizer. Let me show you after I spread a layer of olives. So here we put them into layers. We grab that meat tenderizer and just hammer away. The olives will have small holes around them, most of them, and this will help to remove their rancidness or bitterness. During this process you can remove any olives which aren't good. Here I found one, so we can throw that away. And the others will pass. I'll put them in a pot, so I'll do all the process. I have around 80 kilos. This process, as you can see, it pinches the olives, but as this is for homemade, not to sell, it doesn't matter the appearance of these holes. Okay, thank you. Let me do all the cycle and I'll show you the next step. Find anyone like this, which is a bit dehydrated, remove them also. All the others are good. Even if they are a bit brown, that's a part of the oxidization when they meet with the air and water. Okay. Now we fill the jerrycan with olives a bit down from the brim up to 1 inch, and then we fill with salt water. Usually I use a ratio of 10:1, 10 water and 1 salt. Or if you live by the beach, you can go to a deep clean area and use fresh seawater. It is preferable if you boil it before you use it, so you kill all the bacteria. At the top of the jerrycan, you can put either a layer of oil or vinegar. I remind you that garlic and oil do not mix, because you can get a case of botulism. Therefore, if you use herbs, use dry herbs. I wouldn't recommend using garlic with oil. Okay, thank you. So we filled up with salt water, and then we add the vinegar, white vinegar. Let me fill it up to the brim and show you next. I have filled with vinegar. It doesn't matter if a few olive floats, as long as the level of the olives is beneath the water. And then we just seal it and let it in a cold, dark area. And it takes up from 3 months to 6 months, so the olives are ready to eat. Hope you like this video. If so, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up.